14, 15, 16.
Okay, wake up and stand
17.
up. Let's play, everybody.
18, 19, 20. Rest time.
No rest time, sorry. Again.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Rest time.
No rest time.
1,
High deep squat.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Rest time.
No rest time again.
3, 2,
squat.
1. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Rest time.
Again.
12,
Come on.
13,
Punching,
14.
Monster Math presents Addition Below 10. Okay, class.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Rest time.
Okay, my girls. Done playing? Did you
Yeah.
refresh? Yay. Okay, let's go for class dojo. Amal for exercise. You will
Where's the
take
exercise?
points. I didn't see you. You have to open the camera. So we have here Feiruz, Mariana, and then Judy, Tina. You're the one who came early, so you were on time. Okay, my girls, the rest of you, let's go back to our books in the page 56. No, not 56. It is 60. Page 60. Okay, my girls, we took the last time in the social and we said that we wanted to learn some geography in our book. So we learned about some of the cities of attraction and cities of repulsion and what kind of cities that attract people to live in. So what does it mean, cities of attraction? What does it mean? Who can tell me? If I say this city is a city of attraction, what does it mean? Oh, anybody? Hello?
Cities that
Place
attract
people
people.
want to
I'm
go.
Mariana.
Cities that people attract that they attract people.
Excellent. There are cities who attract people. Excellent. طيب, why it attract people, ya Mariana? Can you tell me why?
Because it has a landmark or something that tourists
Yes, I
like to go
know.
to.
It attracts people because of what? If people want to live in one place more than the other, why? Hi, Mariana, not the landmark, no. Something else, remember.
For the soil?
For the soil, excellent. So one of the things is fertile soil. One of the things that attract people to live in one place more than the other is the fertile soil. What does that mean? It means that they have a soil that they can implant some of crops and plants for them and to have a plenty of food. So one thing is fertile soil. Another thing, yeah? Huh? Another thing is what? Who else? Give me another reason. Hi, Jana.
The weather,
The weather, okay. Weather is what, cold or warm?
warm,
Yes, so we have also the weather. What about the weather? The weather, if the weather is nice and warm, then all the people, they love to live in that place because nobody likes the extreme cold or the extreme hotness. This is another thing. Another reason. Now, another reason. Tell me another reason why people, they prefer some places more than the other. Other thing. It's very, very important, fundamental. Nobody can live without it.
water,
Water?
Water. Excellent, ya Maria. It is water. Why water? Because nobody can live without water. Water can make plants, can bring animals, can bring birds, foods, everything. So without the water, you can't live. So the places that they have plenty of water, like rivers and waterfalls and stuff like that, it attracts people to live around that place. So these are the cities of attraction. And then we took something, it's called cities of repulsion. What does it mean, cities of repulsion? It is the opposite of attraction. So what does it mean? Who can remind
they
me?
don't,
The
people
things
don't want to
that
live there.
people don't like.
Excellent, ya Amal. It's places that people, they don't like to live in those places. Babe, can you give me one reason, ya Amal, why people, they don't like it to live in that place?
Maybe it is so hot, so hot.
Yes. So people, they don't like the extreme hot places. Nobody loves to live in deserts, like deserts. Nobody likes to live in deserts. Yes, you will find people, but not a lot of people. You will not find the population in there. Nobody likes to live in desert. This is one thing, huh? What are other places that people, they don't like to live in?
Cold places,
Who said? Huh.
cold places,
Cold
Kenya.
places, excellent. Like the polar places on the earth. Okay, we have the North Pole and the South Pole. These are places are not lived with people. So cold places. Actually, if you go for Canada, you know that Canada is the nearest place of the North Pole. Okay, it's the nearest country in the world that near of the North Pole. So there are some parts of Canada until now there's no people live in those places, but the government want to expand the country. So they're just paying money for people to live in those places. They're asking people to just come please live in there. We need somebody to watch for the weather. We need some people to extract some oil. So we need people to live in there, but nobody accepts to live in there. So what the government did is they paid some money for people to let them go for those places, and even they give nationality for people who go for those places just to live in there. But can anybody bear the coldness that is in there? No. Actually, it's something
I
unbearable even for the Canadian people who used to the cold. They can't live in there because the degree can be minus 60 or minus 70. It's unhuman. So you can't live in there. So those are the cold places who doesn't attract people. Another thing that doesn't attract people, another place that's full of something. Who can remind me? Hmm, what was it?
hot places like
Tropical
desert,
forests?
Tropical forest. Excellent, yeah, Mariana. And stop for this answer. Amazing, yeah, Mariana. You remember, that's great. And we have the last thing is tropical forest.
and also mountains.
Tropical forest. Yes, excellent, yeah, Tala. And mountains. Mountains. Another star for Tala also. Okay, So we have tropical forests and mountain. Tropical forest for its humidity and hotness. Nobody likes to live in there. Although there are some people, but not a lot of population, as I said. Mountains. Also, nobody likes to live in the mountains because it's very hard to live in those conditions. Nobody can climb those places. And even if you stay in there, sometimes you will have phobia of the high places. So it's not convenient to live your whole life in a high place, such like that. So these are the cities of repulsion and cities of attraction that we learned about in the last two lessons. But today, anyway, we are going to have cities all around us, cities from the world. And what type of cities we have in the world? Okay, open the page 60, please, and let's go there to your books. Cities all around us. We have some type of cities. We have some type of cities that all around us in all countries. What does that mean? It means that in every country you go, you will find different type of cities. Some of the cities they have more factories than the other. Some of the cities they have more companies than the other. For example, if you go for Saudi Arabia, if you go for Riyadh, you will find that most of the companies in Saudi Arabia are located in Riyadh. Why? Because first, it's the capital city. Second thing, it's the business place. It's the business location that all the people, if they want to open a business or a trade or a company or a store or anything, the most people who are exist in Saudi Arabia is in Riyadh. So you will have a lot of clients. This is one thing. Another thing, you will have a lot of companies around you, the same thing. So we have competition and you will learn a lot of other people and you will have a lot of employees in there. If you want to employ people to work for you will find the most people who work in Riyadh. Why? Because it is a business city. So Riyadh is have more companies than other cities. So that's why we said that Riyadh is a business city. If you come to Jeddah or Dammam and compare it to Riyadh, of course it's not the same density of people and it's not the same intense of business. Why? Because those places are not business places. So as I told you, there's a lot of kind of cities around the world. Some of the cities are cities that specialize in industries like factories and manufacturing, and some of the cities are specialized in business and trade and merchants. Some of the cities are specialized in farming. Some of the like for example, if you go for Al Kharj near of Riyadh, it's specialized in farming. Most of the people there are farmers. Why? Because it's a very nice place with a fertile soil and it has a lot of rain most of the year. So it's a nice place just to implant some crops and food. So most of the people who live in there are farmers. So that city I can call it a farming city. Okay, so each city it has its own aspect, its own specialized thing that it's measured for that city. Okay, let's learn right now types of cities around us and what type of cities that I can found in any country around me and how can I tell. Let's go for page 60 and read the first one we have is the industrial cities. What is industrial cities? Who wants to read? Hmm?
Maria.
Yalla Maria, let's go. These cities in page 60.
These cities offer the
Manu-
manufacturing of heavy industry such as ships, airplanes, cars, and other machinery. Such means of transportation are really expensive because their production is expensive in the first place. As a result, we can conclude that money, raw materials, iron, copper, etc., and power resources, coal and oil, are important factors that should be available in industrial just industrial cities. This makes manufacturing easier. Even
Enough
enough
experienced.
enough experienced labor should always be available to execute the work in industrial cities.
Okay, thank you so much, Yamari, and great reading. Actually, the first city we have are the industrial cities. What does it mean, industrial cities? Those are cities, they have big factories and they manufacture big and heavy materials and heavy stuff. Like what? Like, for example, building ships, building airplanes, building cars. These are heavy stuff that you can't find it in a regular factory. So in order to make something big like this, you need a big, big, big factory, bigger than the airplane and bigger than the ship. Then how to build a factory big like this? Then you have to make it away from the city. You can't put it in the center of the city. Like if you come to Jeddah, will you ever find a big factory like this in the center of Jeddah? Did you ever see something like this? In the center of Jeddah. If you go for شارع التحلية, for example, did you ever saw a big factory in there? Like this one or this one? Girls, tell me. If you go for Corniche, did you ever saw a factory big like this?
Yes.
Factory.
No.
No, in the center of the city and in the middle of the city, you will never find something, a big factory like this one. Why? Because first it will take a big place. You will not, you can't make it in front and in the center of the city. It will take a lot of space. This is one thing. Another thing is it will pollute the air because these kind of factories, most of the time, they spread some type of smoke in the air and thus it make the air polluted. So whoever live in that area, he will breathe a polluted air. So it's not healthy and good to make it in the center of the city in the middle of people. So what they do is they put the factories away of people or in a city that is specialized for factories أصلا. Like what if we come to Saudi Arabia again, I can say that Jubail, for example, is industrial city. Yombo, for example, it's industrial city. Why? Because these cities, they have a lot of factories and they have a few people. Most of the people who live in there are laborers or workers, employees, but that not people like us, ordinary people who have kids and families and stuff like that. Why? Because to live in those areas are dangerous. Maybe Allah forbid there will be a fire in a factory, then it will spread for the whole area. Maybe there will be air pollution, then if you live in there, you will have disease. Then it's not good to live in such areas. So these areas, I call it what? Industrial cities. And most of the people who live in those cities are what? Are people who are workers and laborers. And those cities are specialized to make ships, cars, airplanes, and heavy materials and industries. This is the first part we have of the cities, industrial cities, like this one and this one. طيب, if we go for another type of cities, the second type we have in page 61 is the business cities. What does it mean, business city? Who can tell me, without looking to the page or to the book? What does it mean, business city? Who can tell me? What do you
A
think?
city that works a lot.
It's what? Again.
A city that works a lot.
It's excellent. There are cities who works a lot. Works a lot like what? The city work or what do you mean,
Like they
Jana?
build a lot. There's a lot of workers. Yeah.
So,
Jobs.
excellent, ya Jana. This is the magical word. They have a lot of jobs and a lot of employees. Why? Because they have a lot of business. These cities, we can call them business cities. Why? Because most of the companies, most of the jobs and employees are living in that city. And most of the time, you will have business cities at the center of the country. or the capital city of the country. Like if you go, for example, for Saudi Arabia, Riyadh is a business city. Why? Because Riyadh, it has most of the companies in Saudi Arabia are located in Riyadh because it's the business center of Saudi Arabia. So if you want the big, big, big companies, and if you want conference and jobs and employees, then go for Riyadh. Don't stay here in Jeddah, go for Riyadh. Why? Because there is the center of the business, the trade, the merchant, the companies. So this is, we call it what? Business cities. And we have also, if you go for America, you will find that New York is a business city. Why? Again, because New York is what is a big trade place. There are a lot of trades that happen in there. There are most of the merchants in America. They live in New York. In New York, and guess what? In New York is the most expensive city in America.
Yeah, my dad told me the apartments there are so expensive.
Yeah, no,
They're
nobody.
like 15 million and it's so small.
Yes, 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 yes. Why? Because as I told you, the business cities, it means that it has a lot of money. So anybody who want to live in there, he wouldn't be a normal person. He would be a person with a lot of money. So in order to live in such a places, you need to have a great job. And you know what? The jobs are offered. It's there. But you have to search for it and you have to live in that area. So that's why in the business cities, the jobs are so much, the laborers and the employees are so much, and also the places are there is more expensive than other cities. يعني if you go for a farming city and you go for a business city, of course you will find the business city is more expensive. يعني if you go for الخرج and if you want to live in Riyadh, if you find a house in Riyadh, you will find it more money than the house in Kharj. Why? Because the people are in Kharj, they don't have a lot of money. They are farmers. But in Riyadh, they have jobs, they have a company, they have business, then they earn more. Earn more, it means you will pay more. Okay? So this is the second part of the cities we have is business cities. Another type of the cities we have is religious cities. Religious cities, my girls, are, what does it mean? It means that places that people come from all around the world just to go in there to worship God or to have a pilgrimage. What does it mean? Pilgrimage. Pilgrimage, it means that you are coming from your country to this country just to make Hajj. We call it in English pilgrimage. Okay? So, what does it mean? It means that you come from far, far places around the world just to come here to worship God or to make something sadaqah or to make hajj or to make any type of worship just to make yourself near of God. So, how can I say that the religious cities exist around the world, طيب? Why it's not only Mecca? Because there are different religions. Because there are different religions. Of course, we know that Islam is the ultimate religion that God sent for people, but not all people follow Islam. We have to know that. Some of the people are Christians. So for the Christian people, where are they going? They going for Vatican. Vatican is what? A small country inside Italy. This is Vatican. Vatican is a small city inside Italy. Inside Italy. Okay, and this city is known that it's a sacred place and it's a religious city for all the people who are Christians. So whenever they want to make pilgrimage, they will come to Vatican just to go there and say, please God, forgive my sins, I came here to this sacred place, so please forgive me and forgive my sins. He will come right here. This is for a Christian. Another place like for Muslims is what? It is Mecca, of course, the place that I make pilgrimage. And it's the second Qibla, القبلة الثانية. But the Qibla الأولى for Muslims is Jerusalem, القدس, Jerusalem in Palestine. And Jerusalem, actually, the unique thing about Jerusalem, that all people around the world consider Jerusalem as a religious city. يعني it is a sacred place for the Christians, it is a sacred place for Muslims, and it is a sacred place for Jewish, all type of religions. Why? Because this city has the most prophets around history. If you go for history, through history, you will find most of the prophets, they came to Jerusalem and they came to Palestine. So that's why all the people, they want Palestine. Why? Because it's a very important and sacred place. So it is what, another religious city. So Jerusalem right here is another sacred place and religious city. So we have Jerusalem, Vatican, and Mecca. And if you go for India, for the Hindusi people, because we know that there's another religion in India which is Hindusi, صح? Those people, they don't worship God, they worship some other gods related to them. So if you want to go to worship in India, you have to go to Delhi or Mumbai. These are the religious cities they have, Mumbai and Delhi. And if you are Buddhist يعني Buddhi, this is another religion. If he want to make a pilgrimage, he will go for Tibet. This is the religious city they have for their religion. So as you know, each religion has his own religious city. Okay, and the last part we have of the cities are the tourists and ancient cities. What does that mean? There are cities that attract tourists from all around the world. And these cities, usually they have some scene sites. يعني something unusual, something unique, something miracle that nobody could build like it in the world. So that's why it attracts people from all around the world. If we come to search for things that is unique as tourist places, we can think about what? Of course, we can think about pyramids. This is the most attractive thing in Egypt that attract people. So people come to Egypt, so we can consider Egypt as a tourist place. Why? Because every year more than 2 million people come to Egypt from around the world just to see what? To see the pyramids. 2 million people. But if we go, for example, another place we can consider a tourist place is Al-Petra in Jordan. You know Al-Batra? Al-Batra is a city, it's ancient city in Jordan. This is Al-Batra. Al-Batra is an ancient city that was built since like 7,000 years ago. And the people who lived in here, subhanallah, they are قوم عاد وقوم ثمود, if you remember. They are قوم عاد. قوم عاد اللي ربنا ذكرهم في القرآن. They were people who Allah gave them so much strength that they could build houses inside mountain. طب how they made that? They built the houses with their hands. يعني شكلوا هذه الأشكال اللي انتم شايفينها بإيديهم. كيف طيب؟ Allah give them so much strength. That's why عاد انذكروا في القرآن more than one time, because it was a miracle what they had. And this is one of the houses that is left behind them after Allah take them and they died. This is one of the things that if you go there, you can see it and say, oh my God, what is kind of place is this? It's like a palace. It's like a palace inside a mountain. And all of this أصلا is a part of the mountain. يعني هذا جزء من الجبل. هم قسموه بإيديهم and they made it this way. When you come inside, you will find beds, you will find the places to sit down. It's a whole house, subhanallah. But how they did that? With the strength that Allah gave them. You see how the house in the middle of the mountain.
Miss, can I ask you something?
Yes, please.
Is the beds made of the rocks? It's all made of the mountain?
It's what? Again?
Is the furniture inside made all of the mountain?
Yes. It's made of mountain also. It's made of
That
rocks.
means we could see it by our own eyes and then we could go in?
You can go in, yes. Like this one also. There's a lot of places in Al-Petra. It's a whole city. So if you go there, you can enter those places and you can see it inside. You will find there's some people, they are making their weddings even there. You know? So it's a very, very famous place in Jordan. If you go there, you will. Some people make them some camping there. You can go on camels to visit it. It's a very nice place, and it's we call it what this is a tourist place in Jordan, which is El Petra city. Okay, my girls, these are the type of cities that we learned today. Inshallah, the next time we are going to complete this magnificent story about the cities, and I hope you enjoyed. Inshallah, I will see you at the end of the day with the English lessons. Okay, my girls, bye bye for now. You have another class, so I will give you 3 minutes for a break I took from your time. I will see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.